Well, at a local trade show earlier this year, I met the owners of a company called Petaloo. Hi, Cheryl. And was excited that we have some of their new items.
It is a whole big collection of embellishments that you can coordinate together. That's what I like about it.
Lots of things. We've got trims, we've got crochet, we've got
3D layers.
Yeah. And flowers. So fun things. And then our design team has had a great time playing with them. Come play with us. Look at all the toys. Very fun.
It's going to be fun to play with all this.
Well, we'll show you in bits and pieces what they are. I'm going to start with the flowers. This is a package of 9 flowers, and what I love is the detail. So you can see on top there's some tulle that gives kind of a wispy look.
There's little pearls, colored pearls in the center, and these velvety leaves underneath.
Right. So we have these in red.
And they are self-adhesive as well.
Good to note. We have them in ivory. Black, perfect for Halloween. Mocha, which you're going to see on a scrapbook page in a second. And then also the teal aqua. Yeah. Then there's also 2 other flowers.
Right.
These are
dahlias. And they are the same in that there are the same as that last package in that there are different styles, a little bit different centers. They're papery, a little bit more vintagey, and they come in this cream color.
Right. They're a little bit larger than the first ones. And then there's also this kind of red rust collection.
These are not self-adhesive, so you have to zot them on or glue them on.
I didn't know that. Okay.
That's right.
Then we have some crochet, which I'm very excited to have because I think crochet trim just adds such a beautiful look. There are 4 sizes, and they come in 20-inch lengths.
20-inch lengths, so there's lots to play with.
Right, so you've got the aqua, the green, the red.
So you'll see as we go along that they are coordinating with those last colors that you just saw.
See, doesn't that work nicely? Okay, then we have what Petaloo calls dazzlers, but we're not going to call it that because we don't want it confusing. So we're calling these layers. Right, because they are 3D layers, and there's a set of the little gingerbread houses and a set of these charming little penguins.
And there are 5 of them in here. So what you're seeing is, one of them looks like this, and there are 5, and they are stacked on foam tape, so it gives you a little bit of...
Hence the layer.
A little bit of glitter, too. That's fun.
And speaking of glitter, that was nice.
Let's speak of glitter.
We have fancy trims. Now, I love this because you get the cording, the rickrack, the tinsel, and then also some crochet, but it is a glittery...
It is a glittery crochet.
Yeah.
You can see it. So you can see the holes through it, and you'll see these used, especially that tinsel. We have a fun look with that one.
So gold, red, green, silver, and
matching colors.
See, doesn't that work? And
then we have these 3D layered pieces. These are tags, and each package comes with 8 of these tags.
Right, 4 designs, 2 of each.
Right, so you can see those in there individually. This is the Thanksgiving pack, so you see some Thanksgiving pieces, and here are the different looks, and you'll see some of those.
And as the name implies, the vintage look. So there's a Halloween. Now, we haven't used the Halloween because this webisode is airing too close to Halloween, but I just didn't want to give, I wanted to show. And sometimes there's glitter on these, not always, but sometimes.
Not always, but on some of them. These are the Santa, the vintage Santa.
Let me pop these up.
And you'll see some of the glitter on there and the different looks. And remember, each one of these, there are 2 of each, and they are foam taped, or there is adhesive foam tape on the back. So that when you layer them on your card, the foam tape is ready to go.
This is Season's Greetings. You'll see something made using these in just a moment.
The
Very
owls,
pretty.
The lilies. There's a cardinal on there.
Right. I think those are poinsettias, not lilies. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I don't have my glasses on.
Angels, beautiful look. I just love the look. Now, pay attention to that little angel. You're going to be seeing her little rear end in a minute.
Popping up, And this is a New Year's one. Yeah. So there's some of these have greetings and some of them don't.
And then children.
And children. This is just gorgeous. I love this one. It was like a little Red Riding Hood look, and there's Santa again.
Pretty Santa.
And we didn't come up with these in one of the ideas, but these make great pins. If you want to put a pin on there, maybe cut out a little bit, you can use that for a holiday pin on your lapel.
Nice to know. Okay, well, we're going to start with Thanksgiving. And here's the scrapbook page. It's done using the North Country paper pack, but you can see all the layering that these products provide.
All of those different elements in there. I see right away that big wide crochet trim back here, and it's embellished with gold jewel border dazzles.
So here's one of the vintage, so one there and one there. And hopefully you can see, maybe we can get in a little closer, that like the turkey is raised up, so hence it gives you some dimension. So you can see that we've added the flowers and clusters.
Right, so some of the dahlias and some of the other flowers. And these dahlias have been misted with glimmer mist.
Right, just to give a little more texture to them. And up in the corner, so taking some of the crochet and just knotting it does a nice job.
Adding some buttons, there's a little bit of punch work and some jewel dazzles back here.
So just a really nice overall look. Now there are buttons in here, and surprise, they came from a different set.
It's the Christmas button set, but they are actually in there. There's ivory and white, there's red, green, and some little surprise buttons here.
So just because it says Christmas doesn't mean that you can't use it on Thanksgiving.
Sure.
So that works well. Nice cluster of items that really support that family get-together.
Beautiful.
Okay, now we're going to go into more of those vintage. And here is the Santas, and just beautifully done. Now, originally, the note was to do this on a tag, but Amy thought that meant a tag on a card. So she made it bigger, but it's a nice size.
It is. There is the large tag on the back that this has been set on. And here underneath are the big swirls from the pair of swirls cutting die.
Right, so you can add that. I like the fact that she has things poking out of her tag. I think that works very nicely.
And I like the mix of red and teal together. It's a beautiful look.
I don't think I would have done that, and I think it just works so beautifully. And what I was excited about is that we've got this that matches, and this that matches, and this that matches.
Right.
So I present this to our designers, and they go, "Oh, I want to mix it up." And I said,
"Mix and match."
Okay.
But see, the reason that works is if you look at that tag, there are little elements of teal in it.
Exactly.
So they cross over very nicely.
They do.
I also love the red rhinestones right along the center of the border dazzles.
Those are our
Baby bling?
right.
Baby bling.
Well, this is it's a strip. It's,
That's
it's
right.
from Want to Scrap,
good. So
but
you
it's a
don't
strip.
have to set those down individually. It's ready to go.
It's a nice long strip. So beautifully done. I like the dazzles going along the side there. I think that's a really nice look.
I don't think of that very often. I like that. Now I'm going to use it. Hope you don't mind, Amy.
Now, Susan has done this, and this is the Season Greetings Season's Greetings vintage layers, which have a softer coloring, certainly than the Santa did. And there is our reindeer right in the middle.
And it's set on top of a shape that was used from, I think it's the layered labels template.
I think you're right.
And so that's matted, and this is the Christmas lace paper pack.
And there are the pearls, the swirl pearls that are also new for us. These aren't Petaloo, they're Want to Scrap, but
so they're set in that nice swirled pattern, and you just set them right on there.
And just cut them apart. You can
cut them apart, and I believe they are self-adhesive.
They are. They absolutely
are.
So
they're easily the background for these dahlias and for that crochet trim.
Right.
So two layers of the trim there that you can see.
And I think you can see the glitter that's on the reindeer.
It really makes it. It's just beautiful. And that is foam taped like 3D style on top of each other.
And that's how it comes. So you're going to get two of those in the package. So beautifully done. Now, here is something that I would never have thought of. So this is our little angel. The reason why I said you're going to see her rear end is because her rear end is naked.
That was just my first thought when I saw him, just kind of a little peekaboo.
Little peekaboo.
Really cute. And to get that effect, I actually used, well, first of all, it's on the homegrown paper pack.
Which is a surprise to me.
Well, it's vintage. To me, that's a vintagey look, and that was the first thing that I thought of when I saw it.
I think you're right.
And then I grabbed the 4 lacy rectangle frames cutting dies, and I grabbed some craft cardstock and cut those pieces out. So on the front, you see that window there. And this is what you see. I actually used the bronze encrusted jewels kit on this cutting die, or this die cut from the cutting die, and I placed it after you can see it there on the edges. I placed it there after I created it, traced around the inside, and cut out a window just in the front of the card. Then on the inside of the card, I used the large die cutting die to create that. Placed one there, and the small one, all of which I used the encrusted jewels on, and placed that there to frame that dahlia.
I like the overlapping, very pretty. But then you've got something else going on. Let's go back to the front.
Little things going on.
You do. So behind this cluster of flowers of the dahlias, you have something I would not have expected.
The buttons.
The buttons. The
button dazzles. And these are the silver pearl. I love that look. It's just kind of a frosted look that goes along with the other. And so they look like this. And I actually, what I did is I peeled them off and I backed them on craft paper. So that's what you're seeing coming through. I also cut small strips of the craft paper to lace some of the buttons.
Okay.
And I foam taped them in and around the dahlias. Also, I put a little bit of glue inside of the dahlias and sprinkled the glass glitter from the encrusted jewels kit in there.
Oh, just to add a little bit of shine. Right. Just beautiful.
Oh, look,
and some of the
crochet
trim.
the
crochet trim. So I love the mix because, again, like I said, I wouldn't think about the homegrown. I would think Americana. I think kind of country. But to add that lace and the crochet and the buttons is just a brilliant.
It's like Grandma's kitchen, sort of.
Yeah, just wonderfully done. Now, we have this elegant, we've done the vintage, we've done the really lovely. Well, let's play with some penguins. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, they are playful, so that's easy. So here are those layered tags that we were talking about, and there are 2 of them here. This isn't like one set.
But there are 5 in the package.
And back behind, we have this circles and scallops cutting dies were used to frame them nicely.
And that's what that looks like.
And
now,
that's peeking out with the red fireworks holographic paper.
And who would have thought the red fireworks? So kind of think of fire and ice, I guess. Maybe that would be a good way to look.
What's nice on the edges is that glittery crochet trim. That actually comes with the, there it is, with the fancy trims. It doesn't come with the red crochet pack.
Right, this is with the fancy because it's glittery. And it doesn't rub off. It's into the fabric, so that's going to do nicely. I like the banner with the circle on top. I think that's a really nice design element.
It's very cute.
A little bit of stamping down below. So that is our penguins. Now how about our gingerbread?
Gingerbread, which is combined with the Happy Days paper pack, so you see that peeking out.
Those dots.
The green circles holographic paper also, but that gingerbread is that's just one layer that's stuck there, but they layer it for you, so it's you get that dimension.
Yeah, so you can see, so that's why we're calling them layers. We've done the Christmas cheer stamp and done a little bit of glitter there.
Right in the center, and some of the baby bling, and those new rhinestones here that we were talking about.
The long strip. So just a really fun mixing with the circles with the shapes and letting that circle really be a very nice background to it, kind of a mat.
For it. And the crochet trim, and that's not the crochet trim, that is from the fancy trim, which has got 2 shades of that green on there.
Right, and then on the inside we've done more stamping, and then you can see the same layering that's on the front of the card.
I love those Christmas greetings, and they're easy to embellish too.
Just like that with it. So very fun. Now, scrapbookers, just like we showed you the Thanksgiving, this can certainly be an element on your page. Certainly use this as a border treatment. So picking and using things in both mediums
Absolutely.
is really what you should be doing.
Even the stamping is great for journaling.
Yes, absolutely. Now, this is a card that was inspired by the tinsel that's in the Gold Fancy. And this is an easel card, so this is how it came to me. And then being an easel card, this is how it's going to appear. So those flowers can really hold that easel up.
Easy to hold that up. So you're just going to score the front of your card in half to get that effect.
Here we go.
Like a little tent there. But it's kind of neat what's on the front of the card too is a special deal. That is made from a template, the Christmas gift card holders template.
Go ahead and bring that in. And
so it looks like this. There are 3 different designs on here. These are really fun for if you want to give gift cards in a unique way. Then you just trace and cut the shapes out of cardstock. In this case, the Jolly Christmas tree was used.
And here it is, and you can see that it will lift up and expose the gift card that's inside. So
they're layered back to back.
Right.
And then with just a simple brad addition here, it covers up your gift card.
So very fun to see.
And then stick that on the front of a card. That's a cute idea.
It works really well. The other thing, if we can get in close, is I've not seen this done before, but on those buttons, I bet this is the Christmas button, there are jewel dazzles. So green and red jewel dazzles. So those are covering up the holes and just add a really nice shine to it.
So it's a decorated tree there with the tinsel from the fancy trim, and you've got the flowers and the buttons here, the Christmas buttons.
So whether you want to go shaped or fun, or you want more of a vintage look, I think Petaloo has you just all taken care of this season.
Has you in mind, for sure.